So the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls, my Chicago Bulls, make an interesting move, swapping Nikola Vucevic for Anthony Simons. Now, Boston fans, how do you feel about this trade? Listen, I'm just here to have a conversation with y'all. My name is OG the Beast. If you enjoy great takes, hot takes, and great debates, man, make sure you hit that sub button. Also, hit that like button too. It really helps the channel. Support your boy, if you enjoy sports the way that I do. But this Boston Celtics team is something that other franchises need to marvel at, including my Chicago Bulls. Other franchises should look at the Boston Celtics as a staple, a representation of what a competent franchise looks like, right? These guys are like 17, 18,000-time world champions. They don't lose. Even when they lose, they don't lose. Now they're bolstering their roster in a year where they could potentially be tanking, right, to try to develop some type of draft order. But here we are, right? So they make the trade with Vooch, sending Anthony Simons to the Bulls. They really didn't need a point guard, in my opinion. And now the potential starting five looks like Peyton Pritchard, right? They got who they got? Derek White. So they got Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, who's coming into his own, you know what I'm saying? And in the absence of Jason Tatum, who also is on the lineup, suffering from an Achilles injury. He may even return this season. We don't know, right? So they got Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and now Nikola Vucevic. Even at the ripe age of 35 years old, I think they extend Vooch. I don't think this was a salary cap dump, because if it was, they would have just kept Anthony Simons, who also is on an expiring contract. So trading for Vooch is something that they actually look forward to. I think he's in the plans. They sign him to a short-term deal, probably sometime in the offseason, depending on how he looks. And potentially with the return of Jason Tatum, they can make a late-season push. Or if they sit out Jason Tatum, which I think they should do, rest Jason Tatum, get him 100% healthy. This move is for next season, not for this season, right? They got a young core coming off the bench. I like the new rookie that they got, the little young center that they got. So they got a lot of moving pieces over there. Boston is going to be competitive next season, right? Even if they don't make another move from here on out, Boston will be competitive. And that's the difference between them and a lot of other franchises. They're always grasping at straws. And if the goal is to get the shortest one, they always seem to find a way to get the shortest one. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Even when they lose, they win, right? So Tatum, 1 year removed from an Achilles injury. They say he is pretty much good to go now, but his return is up in the air. I wouldn't risk returning Jason Tatum this season. I would sit him down. You know what I mean? So next season for the Boston Celtics can be real spicy if Jason Tatum doesn't return. Another reason why I wouldn't bring Jason Tatum back is this is a confidence boost for Jaylen Brown. He's been playing outside of his mind. He's having a career year this season. Jaylen Brown is looking like the player that I knew he would be coming out of the draft. And I always even felt like maybe this is me in the minority with this take, but I always felt like Jaylen Brown had another gear to hit. And potentially Jason Tatum was holding him back. So now we get to see him hit that gear that I thought he had in the absence of Jason Tatum. So let him sit back. Let Jason Tatum get some rest. Let Jason Tatum, they just made a finals push, not too long ago. Let Jason Tatum get back. Let this team get healthy. They bolstered up that front court, right? Added something they haven't had in a very long time, which is a viable threat on the low block. Not only on the low block, but Vooch could also stretch the floor. He can hit that corner three, wing three. He is going to open up the floor for this Boston Celtics team. And I know a lot of people are thinking he's older, but I don't give a damn about that. Look at how long Al Horford has been hanging around the league. As long as you can hustle, grab a few rebounds, and shoot the long ball, you have a spot in majority of the NBA team's roster, even as an older player, if you can do those four things. So Nikola Vucevic being added to this squad, I think is extremely good, and it makes the rich even richer. So shout out to Boston. They made some incredible moves, And there's nothing really more to say about that. I'm going to be covering pretty much as I can when it comes to this free agent frenzy, this not free agent, but this trade deadline frenzy that's going on in the NBA. So if you want to be up to date on my opinions on what I think about each trade or anything that goes down in the NBA and the NFL as well, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that sub button, drop a like for your boy. Boston fans, let me know what y'all think about this trade down in the comments. Is it good to y'all? Is it bad to y'all? Have y'all been watching Vooch with my Bulls? Let me know down in the comments, man. Let me know. OG out. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that sub button. Also, drop a like on the content. And while you at it, check out these 2 videos you see on the screen. OG out.